Like many horror puzzles, Amenti is far more bark than bite. Though 3 or 4 jump scares startled me, I rarely encountered actual danger as I navigated the shadowy halls of the morphing labyrinth beneath Giza. Whenever danger was present, death wouldn't send me back further than 45 seconds. Wielding a conventional camera in classic Outlast fashion, journalistic photographer Ethan Carter leaves his car and sneaks past the guards into the tomb of Pharaoh Rudamon and Queen Meritankar. Say that 10 times fast. Carter hopes his footage of the perilous ruins will earn him fame and fortune. Doesn't really seem worth it, right? The game begins its narrative with a line that contains a typo. As Ethan Carter uttered his first words, I realized he was uttering nothing at all. There was only text. But I use subtitles for pretty much every game anyway, so that didn't faze me at all. In fact, I commend the developer's frugality. You also can't see your own body, which would have been unobtrusive if not for the heroically frustrating and intensely unnecessary platforming section. Nevertheless, these two minor issues are practically endearing hallmarks of indie horror games. The rest of the story is superficial enough to defer to a general atmosphere of profound dread and hopelessness. At the plot's core is a tired and boring explanation for why pyramids exist in the first place. Not that there's much to spoil, but I leave it at that. Are Amenti's puzzles challenging and engaging? Well, not really. No puzzle is much more complex than a toddler's jigsaw, well within the bounds of what even a game journalist can realistically achieve. The game ostensibly attempts to inflate difficulty by straining players' nerves with the odd jump scare and a dark atmosphere. The only time I struggled was when I misunderstood the protagonist's capabilities. For instance, there was an obvious puzzle in which I had to remove an obstruction from a mechanism to open a door. My first instinct was to remove the obstruction by using a goblet as a stool to reach the ceiling. After dicking around an empty dark room for 10 minutes, I finally realized I had to jump after climbing onto the goblet. I'm well aware that could have been a me problem. Even so, the puzzle itself was hardly a challenge. As the main character is a photographer, most of the game is about bearing witness to Amenti's mysteries by taking pictures of curiosities and discovering ancient texts. Viewing the right artifacts in the right order is the primary means by which to progress. Since there wasn't much text to read, I read all of it. I'd accuse ChatGPT of authoring the verbiage, but the truth is that the writing isn't even good enough to have been written by ChatGPT. It's simply too riddled with errors in spite of there being so little writing to screw up in the first place. Though the game is so superficial as to be little beyond a walking simulator, Amenti remains an awfully cinematic experience with beautiful graphics and immersive sound effects, not to mention the novel theme of ancient Egypt, unusual ground for a horror game to cover. My first playthrough was 90 minutes due to silly mistakes, but my third playthrough took me less than 30 minutes. Maybe this discussion of Amenti begs the question, do I like this game? Honestly, its shortcomings as a horror game are exactly what make it a fantastic party game, especially for your next Halloween party. The merciful length, atrocious writing, occasional jump scares, creepy atmosphere, and trivial puzzles make for the perfect half-hearted attempt at completing a game. It's reminiscent of an escape room, an easy one at that. You and your friends might even embark on the added challenge of seeing how fast one of you completes it. Isn't that just a speedrun? Try it after 5 shots of tequila, see how you do. That's fun, right? Amenti's not exactly a horror masterpiece, so maybe wait for a sale. In any case, I highly recommend it as a party game. If you have a couple Jackboxes and Ultimate Chicken Horse, Amenti is a non-negotiable, indispensable addition to your collection.